Mariam was born with a face so beautiful that it was dangerous. From the moment she was born, something strange happened. Everyone in the hospital who saw her died instantly. The doctors, nurses, even visitors who came too close all fell dead. The only people who survived were her parents. They loved her, but they were afraid of the curse she carried. As Mariam grew, her parents knew they had to protect her from the world and also protect the world from her. Her mother decided to teach her at home. Mariam never went to school. She was very smart. She learned quickly, reading books and solving math problems like a genius. But even with all her intelligence, she felt lonely. She had no friends and she never played outside like other children. She could never allow anyone to see her face. When Mariam turned 18, her parents decided she must go to university. They couldn't keep her hidden forever. To protect others, she wrapped her face tightly with cloth, covering herself completely. Only Mariam's eyes showed from behind the many layers of cloth. She was always careful not to let anyone see her real face. At the university, Mariam became known for her brilliance. She passed every exam with top marks, finished her work faster than anyone else, and her professors praised her often. But Mariam did not care about the praise. All she wanted was to get through each day without hurting anyone. Still, some students did not understand why she covered her face every day. Rumors spread quickly. Some said she was hiding scars. Others thought she was just strange. The loudest voice came from Joyce, the school bully. Joyce always wanted attention. She thought she was better than everyone and liked to make fun of others. Soon she made Mariam her favorite target. One day, Joyce walked up to Mariam in front of a group of students. "Hey, Mariam," Joyce said with a sneer, folding her arms. "Why do you always cover your face? Are you hiding something ugly under there?" The other students giggled, waiting to see what Mariam would do. Mariam stood calmly, her eyes fixed on Joyce. She didn't speak at first, but then finally said, "I bet you don't want to see my real face." Joyce laughed. "Oh, come on. If you're not ugly, prove it. Show everyone what you look like." Mariam shook her head and answered in a steady voice, "Trust me, you don't want to see." But Joyce wouldn't stop. Every day, she teased Mariam. "If you're not scared, take that cloth off your face," she would say, and the students would laugh behind her. Mariam ignored them. She knew the danger. She didn't want anyone to die because of her. But no matter how much she tried to focus on her studies, Joyce and her friends never left her alone. One afternoon, as Mariam was walking to class, Joyce blocked her path. "Today's the day," Joyce said, her eyes full of mischief. "You're going to show everyone. If you're not ugly, prove it." A crowd of students gathered, curious to see what would happen. Mariam looked at Joyce for a long moment and then said softly, "If I show you, it will be the last thing you ever see." "This won't end well for you," Mariam said. Joyce smirked and rolled her eyes. "Sure, whatever you say, you're just too scared to show your face." Mariam took a deep breath. She didn't want to hurt anyone, but she was tired of the teasing. She stepped closer to Joyce. "You think I'm hiding because I'm ugly? You're wrong. I'm hiding to protect you." The crowd went silent. Joyce's smile grew weak, but she didn't step back. "I don't need your protection," Joyce snapped. "Take off the cloth, or admit you're a coward." Mariam's heart beat fast. She wanted to tell Joyce the truth, that her face wasn't just beautiful, it was deadly. But she knew Joyce would never believe her. So instead, she turned away and refused to give in to the bully's demands. Days passed, and Joyce kept mocking her. "You're just scared of being judged," Joyce would shout. Mariam stayed silent, keeping her focus on her studies. She didn't want to give Joyce the joy of seeing her upset. Still, whispers spread among the other students. "Why won't she show her face?" some asked. "Do you think she's really hiding something?" others whispered. "There's something wrong with her." "Maybe she's cursed," someone said. Moses was one of the most handsome boys at the university. Almost every girl liked him. He was confident, charming, and very popular. But Moses did not want to be tied down to anyone. He liked the attention. Joyce always had a mean plan. She decided to use Moses in her new scheme. One day at lunch, she walked up to him, flipped her hair, and smiled sweetly. Moses, she said, sitting next to him, I need you to do something for me. Moses raised an eyebrow. What now, Joyce? Another one of your tricks. Joyce grinned. Oh, this one is really good. It is about that strange girl, Mariam. You know, the one who always covers her face. Yeah, I have seen her, Moses said. What about her? Joyce leaned closer, her voice full of excitement. I want you to get close to her. Pretend to be her friend. Make her trust you. Then when she falls asleep, give her something to make her sleep deeper. Take off her face cloth and snap a picture. A picture of her real face, Joyce said. Send it to me and I will take care of the rest. Moses frowned. Why do you care about her? She's not bothering anyone. Joyce rolled her eyes. She thinks she's better than everyone else, hiding her face like she's some big secret. I bet she's really ugly under that cloth. I want to show everyone what she's hiding. Moses hesitated. He didn't like Joyce's mean games, and this plan felt wrong. But Joyce was not someone you could easily say no to. She always pressured people to do what she wanted. Moses knew what Joyce wanted him to do. Even though he wasn't sure, he finally agreed. He thought it would be easy to befriend Mariam. She was quiet and didn't have many friends. He started by sitting near her during lectures, pretending to be focused on what the professor was saying. At first, Mariam didn't pay much attention to him. She was used to people ignoring her or mocking her from a distance. But Moses was different. He didn't tease her or laugh like the others. The others always laughed at Mariam, but Moses was different. He always smiled at her, which made her suspicious. One day, Moses sat beside her in the library. Hey, he said in a friendly voice, you are Mariam, right? Mariam looked up, her eyes peeking out from behind the cloth on her face. Yes, she said slowly. I hope there is no problem. Moses leaned back in his chair, trying to look casual. I have seen you around. You seem interesting. I thought we could be friends. Mariam frowned. Nobody ever wanted to be her friend. Most people stayed away, and those who didn't usually say something mean. Why would you want to be friends with someone like me? She asked. Moses laughed softly. Why not? You're smart and you don't follow the crowd. That's cool. Mariam didn't answer. She still didn't trust him. But he didn't act like the others. He wasn't teasing her or trying to make her feel bad. Still, she kept her guard up. Over the next few days, Moses kept trying. He would sit next to her in class, walk with her after. Moses began sitting with Mariam during lectures and sometimes brought her small snacks, like a candy bar or a bottle of juice. Slowly, Mariam started to warm up to him. She talked about her favorite books and how much she loved science. For the first time, she felt like someone was really listening to her. One evening, Moses suggested they study together in her room. You are so smart, Mariam, he said with a grin. I could use your help with some of these assignments. Mariam hesitated, but then agreed. She thought maybe, just maybe, she had finally found a friend. She even made tea for him when he arrived. Moses smiled as he took the cup, but in his pocket was a small packet of powder Joyce had given him. It was a sleeping drug. When Miriam turned her back to grab a book, Moses quickly poured the powder into her cup. Here, he said, handing her the tea, you deserve a break. Mariam smiled behind her cloth and took a sip. They talked for a while, but soon her eyelids grew heavy. I think I'm getting sleepy, she said, yawning. Moses nodded, pretending to be concerned. You've been working so hard. Get some rest. I'll pack up and leave Mariam laid down on her bed, still holding on to the hope that she had found a true friend. Within minutes, she was fast asleep. Moses waited until he was sure she would not wake up. His hands shook as he walked to her bed. He felt guilty. Mariam had been nothing but kind to him, but Joyce's words echoed in his mind. Take off her face cover and get a photo. Slowly, he reached out and began untying the cloth. With each knot he loosened, his heart raced faster. Finally, the cloth slipped away, and Moses froze. Mariam's face was revealed. She wasn't ugly, not at all. She was the opposite. Her beauty was beyond explanation, almost magical. It wasn't only her looks. There was something about her face that pulled him in, something too powerful for words. But before he could even think. A wave of darkness hit him. His chest tightened, his vision blurred, and his legs gave out. He gasped for air, but it was no use. The overwhelming force of her beauty was too much. In seconds, Moses collapsed to the floor, lifeless. Later, Mariam woke up to feeling weak and dizzy. She sat up and saw her face covering lying on the floor. Her heart sank. Looking around, she noticed Moses lying on the ground, his eyes wide open and still. Moses, she whispered, crawling toward him. She shook his shoulder, but he didn't move. Panic filled her chest. She realized what had happened. He had seen her face, and now he was dead. Tears ran down her cheeks as she tied the cloth back over her head. Why did you do this, Moses? Why didn't you listen? She cried. The noise brought other students to her door. When someone opened it and saw Moses' body, they screamed. Soon security rushed in, and the police came shortly after. The officers found Mariam sitting beside Moses, her face once again covered. What happened here? One of them asked firmly. Mariam's voice shook. He saw my face, that's all it takes. I didn't mean to hurt him. I warned everyone, but no one believes me. The police didn't know what to think. Some had heard strange stories about her before, but dismissed them as gossip. After talking to her parents and piecing together what happened, they realized she wasn't a criminal. This isn't murder, one officer whispered to another. She isn't doing this on purpose. It's something else. That night, Mariam was released. At home, her parents hugged her tightly. I don't want to hurt anyone else, Mariam whispered. Maybe I should just stay away from everyone forever. Mariam, her mother said softly, sitting beside her, you can't hide from the world forever. I know you're scared, but you have to keep going. You've worked so hard to get here, and you can't give up now. Mariam looked down, her heart heavy. But Mom, it's so hard. People stare at me. They don't understand. What if someone sees my face again and something bad happens? Her mother gently took her hand. I understand your fear, sweetheart, but you can't let that stop you. You need to finish school for yourself. Don't let fear control your life. People may talk, they may stare, but that doesn't define who you are. You are strong, and you have so much to give to the world. Mariam wiped away a tear. What about Joyce? She always makes me feel small. She's been bullying me for so long. How do I deal with her? Her mother smiled and brushed her hair back. Don't waste your energy on people like Joyce. Bullies will always try to bring others down, but you don't have to listen. Focus on your own path. Keep your eyes on your goals. Remember, you control your own story. Mariam nodded slowly, thinking about her mother's words. It wasn't going to be easy, but she knew she had to try. I will try, Mom. I don't want to hide anymore. Her mother hugged her tightly. That's my girl. You can do anything you set your mind to. I'm here for you every step of the way. The next day, Mariam went to school, feeling nervous but strong. She decided to ignore the bullies and focus on her studies. She kept her head down and walked fast to her first class. When she entered the library, she saw Joyce with a group of girls. Joyce saw her and stood up, walking toward Mariam. Well, 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 here comes the ugly killer, Joyce said, looking at Mariam. Did your rich parents bribe the police to get you out? That must be why you are free. You are just a monster hiding behind that cloth. Mariam's heart beat fast. It hurt, but she did not run away. She stopped and turned to Joyce. At least I'm not like you, Mariam said, her voice steady. You sleep with many handsome boys just to get attention. What does that make you? A joke. Joyce's face turned red. It's none of your business who I date. Do you think I care about your opinion? I take any fine man I want. Mariam stood tall. You should be ashamed. You waste time chasing boys instead of studying. Maybe if you spend more time in class, you would finish school. Joyce was quiet for a moment, then scoffed. You are just jealous because I'm popular and you are a nobody. I'm not jealous, Mariam said. I am focused on my future. You should try that for once. Joyce had nothing more to say. She turned and walked back to her friends. Mariam stood there, heart racing. She had stood up for herself. It felt good. A week later, a very handsome boy named Daniel came to the school. As he walked through the gates, every girl talked about how good he looked. He was tall, confident, and had a friendly smile. Mariam heard whispers about him in the hall. The girls were excited and some daydreamed about him. When Joyce saw Daniel, her eyes lit up. She knew she wanted him. She told her friends, I must have him. He's perfect. Some friends agreed, but others rolled their eyes. They were tired of Joyce always chasing boys. The next day, Joyce walked up to Daniel in the hallway with a determined look. Her friends followed and whispered, Hey, Daniel, Joyce said sweetly. You're new here. How about we be friends? I can show you around. Daniel did not look at her. He kept walking and ignored her. Joyce's smile faded. Her friends giggled. They could not believe Joyce was rejected. Joyce stopped, a little red with embarrassment. He's just playing hard to get, she muttered. Don't worry, I will get him. Men act like they don't care at first, but deep down they are interested. Her friends were not sure. They had seen Joyce try this many times. Sometimes her plans did not work. I'm not giving up, Joyce said, more confident now. I know what I'm doing. If he does not come to me, I will make him. I will use my money to get him, Joyce said. From the way he looks, I don't think he comes from a rich family. If I give him what he wants, he'll like me. Her friends looked doubtful, but didn't say anything. They knew Joyce's ways and wondered if she would succeed this time. Joyce never gave up easily, especially when she wanted something or someone. Soon Daniel started to like Mariam. He found her friendly and smart. She was kind to everyone and her intelligence amazed him. He loved talking to her during breaks and they became close friends. Mariam was always happy to help him with schoolwork, and Daniel appreciated how well she explained things. The more he got to know her, the more he admired her. But not everyone was happy about their growing friendship. Daniel's friends noticed he spent more time with Mariam and less with them. They didn't understand why he liked her, especially since she was a bit of an outsider. They warned him to stay away, but Daniel didn't listen. He liked Mariam, and that was all that mattered. Joyce soon found out that Daniel and Mariam were spending a lot of time together. She was furious. She couldn't believe that Daniel, the handsome boy she wanted, was now friends with the person she hated most. Joyce stormed up to Mariam. You think you're so clever, don't you? Joyce snapped. You're a witch using tricks to steal my man from me. Mariam laughed, shaking her head. Who's your man? She asked. Someone who doesn't even know you exist. Keep dreaming, loser. She crossed her arms, her eyes full of anger. For your information, Daniel and I are just friends. We are not dating and we never will be. Joyce's face turned bright red. Don't act like you're better than me, she hissed. You don't belong in this school. You're nothing but a freak hiding behind that cloth. Mariam was not afraid. She stood tall and looked Joyce straight in the eyes. I'm not here to play games or date anyone, she said calmly. I'm here to study, and that's what I will focus on. Unlike you, who spends all your time trying to impress boys and be popular, you're the dumbest girl I've ever met. Joyce's eyes widened with shock. She had never expected Mariam to stand up to her. She was used to bullying people, but now Mariam was speaking back. You will regret this, Joyce said. You think you're so perfect, but you're not. I will make sure you regret messing with me. Mariam didn't flinch. Go ahead, Joyce, she said with a shrug. I'm not afraid of you. You can't scare me. Joyce stared at her, realizing Mariam wasn't backing down. Her usual bullying didn't work. Frustrated, she stormed off, leaving Mariam standing tall. When Mariam got home that day, she felt many emotions. She was proud of herself for standing up to Joyce, but part of her still felt unsure about the future. She went to her room and sat on her bed. Her mother was in the kitchen making dinner, and Mariam knew it was the right time to talk to her. After a few minutes, she walked into the kitchen and sat at the table. Her mother looked up and smiled. How was school today, dear? Mariam sighed and began to speak. Mom, graduation is coming soon, and I've been thinking about it. I want to look nice that day, elegant with nice makeup, And for once, I don't want to hide my face anymore. I'm tired of it. It's been so long, and I just want to feel normal like everyone else. Her mother's smile faded a little as she listened. I understand how you feel, Mariam, but we've talked about this before, haven't we? Mariam nodded. Yes, I know, but I feel like I can't keep running away. I want to live a normal life. I don't want to hide anymore. Her mother gently took her hand. Do you remember what the Prophet told us years ago, don't you? Mariam felt a knot in her stomach. She'd always tried to push those words away, but they always came back. Yes, Mom. The Prophet said that the curse will only break when I find someone who truly loves me, someone who loves me for who I am, not for anything else. But that means I have to wait for someone to fall in love with me first. I can't make anyone love me. I can't force it. Mariam's heart sank. But what if no one ever loves me? What if I'm always alone? Tears started welling up in her eyes, but she tried to hold them back. Her mother pulled her into a hug. Don't be sad, my dear. It's not something you can rush. The right person will come into your life at the right time. Until then, focus on what matters most, your studies, your future. You don't have to worry about love right now. Mariam felt comforted, but part of her was still troubled. She had been focusing so much on schoolwork, pushing love and relationships aside. Deep down, she wanted to live a life where she didn't have to hide. She wanted to be seen for who she really was, not just for the curse she carried. She sighed and looked at her mother. I don't want to live like this forever, hiding from everyone. There's someone at school. His name is Daniel. He's just a friend. We talk sometimes, and he's really kind. But I know I can't be more than a friend to him. I can't let anyone get too close, not with this cross over me. Her mother smiled softly. I'm glad you have a friend like Daniel. It's important to have people who care about you. But remember, your friendship with him doesn't have to be more than that. You need to focus on yourself. Don't let anyone pressure you into something you're not ready for. Mariam nodded, but she still felt confused. But Mom, Joyce, she's always coming after me, always trying to make me feel small. She keeps saying things about Daniel like he's her man. I don't even want to deal with her, Mariam said, but she keeps causing trouble because of a boy. Her mother gave a small laugh. Joyce doesn't understand you, Mariam. She's always looking for attention in the wrong places. Don't let her drag you down. You are worth much more than anything she could ever give you. Mariam smiled a little. I know, Mom, but sometimes I just wish things were easier. I wish I didn't have to hide my face and people could see the real me. Her mother looked at her with love. You are perfect just the way you are, Mariam. You don't need anyone's approval to be happy. And when the right person comes into your life, they will love you for who you truly are. At school, the tension between Joyce and Mariam had reached its peak. Daniel rejected her, and Mariam gained respect from other students. Joyce spotted Mariam near the cafeteria, quietly reading a book. With her usual group of friends behind her, Joyce marched over, ready to make a scene. Madam, face cover, Joyce called loudly, drawing attention. Graduation is in 2 weeks. Are you going to keep hiding your ugly face under that rag, or will you finally show us what you look like? Or are you scared the school will shut down when we all faint from the horror? Mariam looked up slowly, calm as ever. She closed her book and stood, meeting Joyce's glare with her own sharp gaze. Students started gathering, sensing drama. Mariam smirked lightly and folded her arms. Thank God graduation is finally here. After all these years, Joyce, you're finally leaving this school. I was starting to think you planned to live here forever. The students around burst into laughter. Joyce's face turned red, but Mariam wasn't done. Let me guess, Mariam continued. You must have slept with most of the lecturers to get to this point. That's the only explanation for why someone like you is finally graduating after being here since the dinosaurs walked the earth. The crowd laughed even louder. Joyce's jaw dropped in shock. Before she could speak, Mariam raised a finger to silence her. And don't act like you're some rich girl, Joyce. Everyone here knows your parents are struggling in a small village while you pretend to be something you're not. Joyce's friends exchanged awkward glances, whispering to each other. Mariam stepped closer, her voice calm but cutting. Oh, and let's not forget your so-called big girl lifestyle. Everyone knows you've been using sugar daddies to pay for it. You're nothing but a fake, pretending to be rich and bullying others to hide your insecurities. Pathetic. The students couldn't hold back anymore. Laughter erupted, some whispering about Joyce's sugar daddy scandals, others recording on their phones. Joyce's eyes filled with tears of rage and humiliation. You don't know what you're talking about, Joyce screamed. You think you're better than me because of that face cover. You're nothing. Mariam shrugged. If I'm nothing, then what does that make you? A jealous, bitter little girl who can't stand to see someone else shine. Good luck with your sugar daddies, Joyce. Maybe one of them will finally help you buy a clue. Joyce couldn't take it anymore. She turned and stormed off, her face burning with shame. Her friends hesitated, some sneaking away to avoid being seen with her. As Joyce disappeared, the students around Mariam clapped and cheered. Finally, someone put her in her right place, one said. That was legendary, Mariam. Another added. Mariam simply picked up her book, gave a small nod, and walked away with her head held high. Joyce had been desperate to make Daniel notice her. She tried everything, wearing tight dresses, walking past him with exaggerated confidence, and even pretending to need his help with schoolwork. But Daniel wasn't interested. One day, she cornered him near the cafeteria. Daniel, Joyce said with a fake sweet smile, flipping her hair, I don't know why you waste your time with that face covering girl. You and I could be the hottest couple in school. Don't you see it? Daniel sighed, clearly annoyed. Joyce, can you stop embarrassing yourself? I don't like you. I never will. You're always chasing boys, causing drama, and thinking you're better than everyone. It's pathetic. The words hit Joyce like a slap. She froze, trying to process the insult. Students nearby whispered to each other. For once, Joyce had no comeback. She turned and stormed off, her face red with humiliation. Later that evening, Daniel decided to tell Mariam how he really felt. He found her sitting under a tree, her favorite spot on campus. Mariam, he said softly, sitting next to her. She looked at him confused. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong, Daniel replied. I just need to tell you something. I've been thinking about it for a while now. Mariam raised an eyebrow. What is it? I love you, Daniel said, his voice steady but full of feeling. I don't care about your face cover or what people say about you. You're kind, smart, and different from anyone I've ever met. I don't need to see your face to know how special you are. Mariam's heart raced. Daniel, you say that now, but what if I'm ugly? What if what's under this cover is something you can't handle? I don't care, Daniel said firmly. You're perfect to me, no matter what. He invited her to his place that weekend to spend time together. Mariam hesitated, but agreed. At Daniel's apartment, they talked for hours, laughed, and shared stories. They grew even closer. As the evening went on, Daniel leaned in and kissed her gently for the first time. Mariam felt truly cared for and let herself relax. But in that moment, Daniel accidentally brushed her face cover and it slipped off. Mariam gasped and pulled back, covering her face with her hands. Not again, she cried, tears streaming down. You're going to die, Daniel. Daniel didn't move. He looked at her with kind eyes. Mariam, nothing is happening to me. I'm fine. Mariam slowly lowered her hands, tears still falling, staring at him in disbelief. But everyone who sees my face dies. I told you, Daniel said with a smile. I love you. Maybe that's why the curse doesn't affect me. Mariam couldn't believe it. She hugged Daniel tightly, still crying. But this time her tears were tears of joy. That night, when she got home, she told her mother everything. Mom, she said, her voice trembling, Daniel saw my face and nothing happened. He's alive. He loves me. I think the curse is broken. Her mother's eyes filled with tears of happiness. She hugged Mariam tightly. My darling, I have waited for this day. You found someone who truly loves you, and now you're free from the curse. God has answered our prayers. The next day, Mariam went to school with a new confidence. For the first time, she walked in without her face covered. As she stepped onto the school grounds, heads turned. Is that Mariam? Someone whispered. She's beautiful, another said, staring in shock. All the students were astonished. Joyce, who had just walked out of the cafeteria, froze. Her mouth dropped open. This is what you've been hiding? Joyce said, her voice full of disbelief. Mariam smiled calmly. Yes, this is me. Surprised? Maybe next time you'll think twice before judging someone you don't know. The students clapped and cheered for Mariam. For the first time, she felt free, free from the curse, free from judgment, and free to live as her true self. Dear viewers, what lessons did you learn from this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.